All right, what's up, y'all? I'm Javar from Deuce Farms. We're on Deuce Does It, and we're connected here with Raising Jane Cannabis. And today, we're going to bring you a good one, man. So,
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
you know how I start off. I got the Corona. What you drinking on? What you drinking on?
Some Guinness, some Guinness.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, had to come in with the stout. You know.
All right. So, first and foremost, I want to let everybody know my man does YouTube. He be at it. He be grinding. He be growing. As you can see, you got the plants right there in the background. Big old tent, 4x8. Now, I see was that the Excel bags or the CO2 bags?
Yeah, that's an XL bag right
So
there. Yep.
do you do those actually make a big difference? I try to
Yeah.
do
To be
like I try to make it myself and
to be honest with you, man, I fuck with them. A lot of people don't fuck with them, but I do. I've seen a big difference in them. I've ran them and not ran them in the 4x8 tent. I've seen a huge difference with them. The best thing about it, it does last for like up to 6 months, six to
ooh.
7 months,
So
depending
that's
on which one you get.
I would say you can get
So
like
they got a
almost two
couple.
grows with that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, what I typically do is, so this one, has been in here since the beginning of this run. So, what I typically do is take this one and I'll toss it into the veg tent once I start a new run in here. That way, so I can get this one a new bag and actually take that bag and let it go for about another 2 months in the
Okay.
other tent. So, yeah, that's how I typically do that. That
S-
way,
eh,
so I can get like full rotation out of it. Get the 360 bags. Don't get the XL bag. I mean, don't get the XL bags or don't get the small bags, get the 360s. The 360s are a little bit bigger and they last longer though too.
Okay. Now you said your veg tent. So do you pretty much run a tent for veg and that tent being your flower tent? Okay.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
how,
So I got a go ahead.
now how many plants do you got right there in that tent?
This was originally 8. I got it down to 6. Found out I had 2 bells in there. I'm running a autopot
Yeah.
system.
Got to
It's
get
like
the
a
ass out of
gravity
there.
fed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like a gravity fed system. I kind of messed up and locked one into the scrog net, so I can't really move it. It's like jammed over here in the corner in
Oh,
the front.
would you
So I
like
just
loop it
got
around? You like kind of like looped it around
yeah,
it? Yeah.
I sure do. So I got a gap right behind me and a gap over to my left right here as well. I'm gonna end up probably putting the stand up fan in there and probably putting a smaller dehumidifier in there and actually close up the tent. Right now, I had to replace my wall mounted fan that I had hung up in the tent because like I had burnt out the motor because it wasn't properly set up. I like kind of rigged it up like
Yeah.
janky. So, but now I'm just since I have a closed room, I pretty much just leave this tent open with the fan running in front of it, and I close my small veg tent at night when it's time for me to go.
Okay, yeah. So pretty, yeah. That's how because I'm running. What's your the veg tent? What size is that?
The veg tent is a 3x3.
Okay, so yeah, we're pretty much
Yeah,
running the same thing. I got the 4x8, then I got a 4x4 for veg.
yeah.
So
That you know what, man? I got a 5x5 as well, but it's like I won't have no room to walk in this
yeah,
way if I
yeah.
end up setting up the 5x5. So I was like, no, I'm gonna end up leaving the 3x3. But I just found out that I can actually jam a Mars Hydro. I think that's TSL 2000. If you turn it sideways, you can put it in the 3x3 tent. It's made for a 2x4, so
Okay.
it actually fit in the 3x3
Oh, okay.
sideways.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's clutch. So I just actually put that one back over there. So I was
yeah,
having trouble out of the old Mars Hydro. I had a little small Mars Hydro. I think it was a TS 1000.
yeah.
So
I had that one. I had
so
that. I actually just
yeah,
shipped. I had to just ship that one out to somebody today. Like somebody wanted to give away, and I shipped that one out to them today.
yeah,
I paid like
yep,
40.
yep,
I
yep.
paid like $45 for shipping. I was like, damn.
Sheesh, man, yeah, that's cheap in the states, man.
I,
Here,
I,
you giving up your firstborn child for shipping. No, for
well,
real. In Canada, man,
damn,
it's
is that?
expensive, man.
Yeah, when I
It's
seen that,
super
I was like,
expensive.
I seen that, I was like, whew. I said, I'm gonna have to chill out, just do seed giveaways. It's cheaper to ship
No.
them. I said, shipping. I said, I can't do another light giveaway. I said, I gotta wait a little bit. I said, 45. I said, that's gas right there. I said, damn. Look,
Yeah, you gonna put it.
I looked at it. I said, man, I'm already here. I ain't gonna say no. I said, I already
Yeah,
got a
nah.
pack day. I was like, I already emailed him, say, hey, I'm shipping it out today. He
Hey,
would
that's the one thing you don't do. Don't renege on giveaways and stuff, man.
exactly,
I done
exactly.
had people. I done
I
had
don't
people
seen
renege
that.
on
I
giveaways.
done
Yeah,
seen that, man. Hey, y'all heard it here first. Don't renege on giveaways, man. Some people are like, what's
yeah, yeah.
renege?
Don't do that. Don't do that. I think I just hit 200 subscribers actually right before we
Yeah,
started
you know what's
recording.
crazy? As I was letting my dog out. I seen you earlier in the day, 199, because I tried to do my little quick research because I've been busy
Yeah,
all day. And I go in there, it was
yeah,
like 199. I'm letting the dog out. I was watching your cloner video,
Yeah.
Cause I see I was like 200. I said, oh, he got 200 now. I said, yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
I said he just at
Right before we
199
hopped on. Yep, yep. So I try to like read into the analytics and drop the videos like
at
on
certain
most of my
time. Yeah,
subscribers for content. Yeah, yep,
that
yep,
I did.
yep.
I
So
started
that's
doing
one.
this. I started doing the same thing. I look at that like that block period when they're like
Yeah,
most on or
yep,
whatever.
yep. Yep, and that's honestly, I'm gonna try to do that now. Try to pump out videos more consistently. I'm probably gonna pick either like Friday or a Monday. That'll probably be the best days. It'll give me an opportunity, like a couple days to like either plan the video out or something and stuff. That way, so I can kind of have like an opportunity to record it and actually
Yeah,
come up with an idea and stuff.
and
It's going good so far.
that's like one like the people that watch like the people that watch the videos. Like some of them might not even know they just watching a video or whatever, and like they don't know the work that went into it. It's like it's just sitting there growing the plant.
Yeah,
That you know what I'm saying. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying. We can get that done, but then we gotta make sure we shoot it. So it's making like we could have been in there for like 30
yeah,
minutes, but now we in there for like an hour plus. You know, just because we got to make sure we film it and whatnot. So
yeah,
it kind of like delays the whole
yeah.
process.
I think the hardest part for me is the voiceovers, man. I be using like
Bro,
all the time. I
I
know.
had
I just my wife's clown me every time I do that.
Bro, I
So
say, bro,
it's
look, look. So how I just said, so like I say that a lot, and
yeah.
I say all right. I'll be like, all right, y'all, all right.
Let's go.
So,
Yep.
and I just be like, man, I'm not gonna get rid of it. I was like, ain't nobody complain yet. I said today, watch now watching it. Somebody be like, you do. They gonna start counting how many times. I should put a counter like how many times I say it, but I'll just that portion of
You know
like.
what, man? Our English teacher ain't watching this, man. So what are you worried
Exactly,
about?
exactly, exactly. And that man, I'll be there like you. Hell, you seen how we did this before? I'm over here a couple takes to just start this, just to do the
Yeah,
intro.
man.
It'd be like that, dude.
Sometimes it be like that.
What I
it be,
started
it be,
what I started doing was like when I record my videos. I'm sorry, I got a burping, but
yeah,
when I record my videos, I kind of like talk as I'm doing it. So then when I go back and do the voiceover, because sometimes I got videos that I
I do the
recorded like
same thing.
months ago, right? So I'll be like forgetting what the hell I was like thinking in this process. Like, damn, I just recorded playing. Was I thinking anything? I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say they look pretty. I'm like, yeah, they looking beautiful. I was like, so I
Yeah,
started talking
you
to,
know what you do? A couple times I actually read out what I was gonna say, and it
mm-hmm,
worked out a lot better. So it
yeah.
worked out a lot better. I got it the first shot. My wife was like, "Damn, you did that. You did that really good." And I was like, "All right, bet." I was like, "That's when I really got into the editing part and stuff though too
Yeah.
as well." Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, but enough about that
Yeah,
editing.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
the growing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We all talk about the growing. So, how long have you been growing?
I want to say this is my third or fourth year growing.
Okay,
Third,
okay.
fourth year growing. So 3 or 4 years. So I originally started when I moved from the States, when I moved from Detroit and I moved over to Canada and stuff, just right across the border into Windsor. But it was it was we was easy to get, but it was just it cost the constant cost of getting it. It was like it was
Yeah.
racking up. It was like you can either go to the dispensary or you can get a delivery service, but either which way, the
In
cost would
Canada?
add up.
In Canada, you like they got delivery services?
Yeah, yep, they got
Oh
delivery
shit, that's
services.
crazy.
Yeah, you can get it delivered to your house, but I don't use the delivery services. I usually um, I actually had to buy weed for the first time probably a week ago. Ran out, and as you see, I'm trying to get this pumped out. So this, I'm like down to my last little ounce that I got, and I wanted something different. So I went to the dispensary and bought it. But they got dispensaries all around town that you can find and stuff. But originally, how I got into it was a neighbor across the street from me. Um, I come home one day and I'm constantly smelling this weed. I'm like, damn, like I can smell it and it smells fresh,
It's
but
like
like
who got the pack?
um, yeah, yeah, right, right. So, what it ended up happening was, my wife, she come home and she was like, "Daddy, you smelling like weed?" I'm like, "No, that's not me." I'm like, so I'm talking to my neighbor and I'm like, "You grow weed?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." So I go into the backyard and it's midsummer, so the plant a little bit taller than me. I'm like, "All right, cool, it's a nice looking plant." By the end of the summer, he like end up giving me a clone. So I end up having a clone, and I end up getting some auto flowers. I thought I knew I was doing some auto flowers. I didn't sit there, and I was like just over nurturing it, like over watering it, just out there every single day, just fucking with
Yeah.
it. And literally got two joints out of it. I was like, literally pissed. But the dude across the street ended up giving me a plant. It ended up being a male plant. So I was like, fuck it. I chopped it down. But at the end of the season, this dude had this like 16-foot plant. No bullshit. I'm 6'3". This motherfucker double my height. It's like double my height, legit like double my height. We got
Damn.
pictures like us standing next to this thing. It's in this guy's backyard, residential area. So,
Damn.
but his backyard is a farm, but it's a residential area. His backyard, the way it's set up, like it's a lot of farms here,
Yeah.
and and I live in they call it Essex County. Essex County is like the biggest like area where they grow tomatoes,
Okay.
cucumbers, peppers, a lot of farms here and stuff. So a lot of greenhouses for weed too. So you in Leamington, Kingsville, those areas, that's where they grow all the weed at and stuff. And you drive down streets and just nothing but greenhouses filled with shit. So um, it's easy to get grow supplies here too as well. Definitely very cheap from like places that supply to these big greenhouses. But
Okay.
back to the growing aspect of it. At the end of the season, this guy had plants buds long as my arm, like legit, like just fat colas and stuff.
Bro, that's what
But
I.
he ended up he had so much of it that he was giving it away. But I get
Mhm.
it back to the house. I'm sitting on the back porch and I'm trimming it and I'm looking at it. It's bugs crawling out of it. Not to mention bud rot. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh no, it's good. Just peel that off. And I'm like, I'm not smoking that weed.
Nah.
I threw all that shit in the compost bin. I told my wife,
Yeah, yeah, it's like eat around it. I'm
I'm not.
like, nah.
Yeah, no, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not gonna do it.
Nah,
It's
I
fuck
seen what
that
the hell
shit.
was there.
Yeah, yeah. So, but no, I end up getting into it. End up investing in the seeds, doing my research and stuff, man. But at the end of the day, I end up spending a lot of unnecessary money because being misled by people who's like trying to either push seeds or nutrients just because they're
Uh, They
making
get
a
the,
profit off of
yeah,
it.
they get like the
And I
affiliate. Yeah, being new, you
yeah
see the you was like, oh, like they got
yeah
this.
yeah yeah
They have this. They're pushing it. I need that. Like I have to have it, or my grow's not gonna. Yeah, so
yeah. And
that
at first I got kind of sucked into that,
yeah,
but
that's how it was too.
I started out using general hydroponics, the
Yep.
full line, like the full line, like with what is it called? Diamond nectar, the
Dom.
diamond
Okay.
nectar,
Yep.
yeah, the silica, all that. Um, and then I end up I ended up doing halfway decent as a 5x5. I think I put a little under a pound my second time growing weed, and that was from
That's
growing
good as
from
fuck.
correct. I know,
That's
and
good as
it
fuck.
fucked me up, but I followed directions on the. I found a feed chart in the feed chart, and it had everything that I needed in the feed chart, everything that I had in the feed chart, and I followed that to the T. I ended up getting like a pound, a little under a pound in the 5x5. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So the next time around, ran 5x5 again. I ended up getting a little over a pound the second time around. So that's when I was like, you know what? I was like, I kind of want to go big, and that's when I ended up getting a 4x8. And my last run in the 4x8, I think I put like 2.5 pounds in an indoor, and I didn't even have this full setup. So now I got a full 10 pot auto watering system, auto pot system. So my next run, I just kind of threw these ones together. I was desperate. I was out of weed, so I just kind of threw this one together, and it's gonna be a decent run. But I'm planning on definitely putting the full auto pot system together. I had it set up, but I had to slowly start taking plants out because I had a couple males in the tent that I had to
Yeah.
move. So
Yeah, you got to get them out of the way.
I know, I
I
know.
like I ain't into it for seeds. I want the
Yeah,
bud.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Like that's crazy. Like 2 pound. Like cause my last like my growth have been getting better. Like but the last one I had just over a pound. I had like a pound in the QP on this last one. And then
Okay.
these ones are looking a little bit better. So come the end of flower, but I'm only growing 4, so we'll see.
Yeah. Use the scrog, man. The scrog's your best friend, man.
Bro,
Low
bro,
stress strain. Take your
bro.
time.
This time, now the autoflowers I got, I put all my time into the other plants, and the autoflowers I just kind of let them do their thing. But the other ones, this is the most I've ever like did any like usually training. I'll train it for like the first week, and I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? But this time, I like this is the first time I put in at least I won't even say like my full effort into training, but I put like at least 4 times the amount of time that I usually put into training, and these plants
Yep.
look far better. They're far more even. Like I got one plant that was, you know what I'm saying, ended up with some issues,
Well,
so it got set back. But the rest of them, like I was like, dang, if I train like this every time, I was like, I said it
yeah.
ain't even that hard. I was like, I just be neglecting to do it.
Another tip I want to give you: do you foliar feed?
Was that?
Foliar feed.
No, what's that?
So there's like ways. So instead of like feeding the plants just through the roots, you can actually feed it through the actual leaf as well. So when the moisture is low in the room, you can actually come and spray the plant down with like a light solution of like nutrients, and actually it'll take up the nutrients through the roots. You can actually fix deficiencies a lot more quicker through foliar feeding than actually changing the nutrients on the
Dang,
thing.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah, yep. So they got some stuff called Overgrow by Optic Foliar. I'm sitting right here in front of my my ca- my shelf, but there's some
okay.
stuff right here called Overgrow. This stuff works real good. It's by Optic Foliar. Pretty good stuff, man. I
I'm gonna have
use
to check it
this.
out. And you
Yeah, I
just
use
wait till
this.
you wait till like lights out to do that, or
The best thing about Optic Foliar, you can actually spray with the lights on because they have stuff that actually mixes so it doesn't burn the plant. Like look up the
oh,
company. It's called Optic
yeah.
Foliar. It's called
As soon as we get
Overgrow.
off, I gotta look that up. Yeah,
Yeah,
cause
it's called Overgrow. And actually, I met Dinesh from Optic Grow over at a conference up in Toronto, and he actually gave me that bottle right there. And my local hydroponic store, they always they always give me the sample pack. So at some point they got like 4 different things, um, and to be honest with you, it'll fix any issues you got. But make sure the one thing that you want to make sure is make sure your IPM is on point. Definitely when
yeah,
it comes
you already know
to
I was gonna get into the IPM.
bro, you got to make sure. But that also comes with foliar feeding as well. If you make your plant less desirable, the bugs will be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm good. I'm not going to deal with. I'm not going to eat on that plant. That plant don't taste good.
Yeah, that
So
shit got too many problems.
not too many
Not
problems,
too many
but
problems, but like like it got too much going. Like it's protected type.
y- yeah, it's
Yeah.
protected pretty much. Yep. So what you do is when you feed foliar feeds, or when you do like IPM sprays and stuff, what it does is it makes the plant less desirable to that insect. When it bites into it, it'd be like, oh, you know what, that plant don't taste so good. So let me go down, let me go find another plant to go to. Just definitely outside. So that's what it's really effective when you have a plant that's struggling to take up nutrients, or if you think you got root rot and the plant's not really growing that quick, you can also give it nutrients through the roots to help fix it into the root. I mean, and it help give it nutrients through the leaves if the roots aren't able to take up the
Yeah, because
nutrients.
the
So
roots are clogged up. They're going through their problems. So that's
yeah,
I never
yep.
thought of that
So
too.
they got some in the states. So you live in the states.
Yeah.
I'm here in Canada. In the states, they have for I can't really think of any ones. See, I'll get all my stuff here from Canada, so I can't really think of any good ones in the states that you can use for good foliar feeds that's already pre-made. But I know Optic Foliar, they have one that's called Transport, and Transport allows you to spray it with the lights on, so you could pretty much mix Transport with anything.
Okay.
So and make a solution. But look at it's called
Yeah,
foliar feeding, man, and
definitely doing that after we get off here.
you'll get a really good benefit out of it. I listen to a lot of the Dudes Grow Show to get a lot of my
The dude's cool.
information.
And I'm familiar. I've heard of them.
The DGC. Yeah, those guys, man. It's a guy named Guru on there, a guy named Scotty, and a guy named the Dude. But Guru, that guy knows almost everything there is to know about plant science. I think he has a degree in like plant science. So I usually listen to like all of the podcasts.
Yeah.
So it gives me an opportunity to suck up some of this information. So I do like hold a lot of information. So you got to ask me a certain question in order to
Yeah.
get the information that you need and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I
Nah.
just
Yeah. Exactly. Like, cause
I,
if I had to sit there and teach somebody something, it's like I'm gonna probably leave a whole bunch of steps out because I'm just thinking like
correct.
the most pertinent things. But if somebody asks me like the minute things, I'll be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, this that, that and the
Yeah.
other. And that's like one of the things you kind
But
of just gotta.
the one thing with foliar feeding though, you don't want to really do it in flower, because you don't want to spray chemical. You don't want to spray that concentration of nutrients on an actual plant in flower, because it has um, this thing called a half life. So most pesticides, most nutrients, they have a thing called half life. What half life is, so say if I spray something at 100% concentration on
Mm-hmm.
this plant, okay, and it has a half life, let's say of 100 days, it's
So
going to
after
take
100, it'll drop
100.
to go to
It'll
50.
drop 50%, but
Okay.
it'll take another 100 to go down to 25%. Then it take
Okay.
another 100 to get down to, a smaller percent.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's going to take forever for that concentration to come out. When
Exactly.
you sometimes when you spray the right chemicals on plants that are in flower like that, and the bud soaks it in and you light it, it becomes carcinogenic at that point in time. Okay, so that's why it's not good to spray pesticides in flower. Okay, that's one of the reasons why it's not
And that's a lot.
good.
That's a lot of mixed information out there about that too, because I
Correct.
don't
Not a lot.
necessarily do it because to me it don't even make sense to do it, right? But then I'll see somebody like, yeah, you could do it, and I'm just like, but it
Yeah,
ain't.
I'm
It's on the
I'm
bud, right?
heavily educated. Yeah, I'm heavily educated on like the way pesticides work. So pesticides not only have a half life, they also have a reentry time. So most of these pesticides have reentry times and PPE labels. So it's extremely important to read these things before you spray these pesticides. And that's why a lot of people fuck up, because at the end of the day, they spray a pesticide that's not labeled for cannabis use, and it becomes carcinogenic. So what carcinogenic means, it becomes like actual like methane gas, or
Oh, that's and
and
that's
that can
yeah,
actually
that's
kill you. Yeah,
yeah,
it actually kill you, or it can become cyanide gas, and that can actually kill you. So, or give you really bad lung problems and stuff. So that's why it's extremely important to read these labels, and also remember reentry time.
I was just about to
So
ask
a
about that.
lot of
What entry time was?
a reentry time is when you spray a pesticide. Most pesticides have a reentry time. So it have 4 hour reentry time, a 6 hour reentry time, sometimes 12 hour reentry time. So you have to wait 12 hours before a human being or an animal can re-enter that location or that
Oh,
place where you sprayed that pesticide. Take this into consideration. You spray that shit in your house. You have animals. You have children. You have your wife. You have to take that shit into consideration.
yeah.
Things that can and can't be sprayed inside of households in a contained environment. Definitely when they have an in-house exchange. Those are some of the things that you have to take into consideration when spraying pesticides. Definitely inside of a household and stuff. Not a lot of people take these things into consideration. And this right here, my friend, is one of the biggest no-nos in a grow room. Okay, you see this?
Yep. That home
This
defense.
Daytona strip. This right here. This right here
Mm-hmm.
kills gnats, knock down gnats out of your fucking room. Did you see? It's not open. It's a closed package, okay? That right there is a no-no in your grow room. For the simple fact of the matter, that actually lets off. And actually, if you see people with those strips in the grow room, like that lets off a lingering gas that creeps into the plants. The plants have pores like we have pores and stuff,
And
so they
it's
soak up,
absorbed.
it absorbs it. If imagine if that's in the room and the flies are dropping out of the room, imagine the plants that's in there. It's absorbing that. So what happens to that? It becomes into the plant. It becomes one of the plant, and it becomes carcinogenic to you. So that's my
Damn.
spill on pesticides and the way you use them. And just be cautious of using it. Use a mask. Definitely when you use like dry amendments. I'm an organic guy, so I switched from using bottled nutrients. Now I do dry amendments or all organic. So I find out with the organic, just water, only water. That's it. That's the only thing I put in my reservoir. I fill up my reservoir once a week. I don't even pH my water because I know what my city's water is coming out at. It's
So,
coming out at 7. Go ahead. You want to say something?
now, yeah. So with organic, so you use dry amendments. You just what like top dress that, and then you just regular
So
water.
what I do is I don't buy pre-amended soil because you don't know what the mixture that they put in
Okay.
it. Okay, that's just my philosophy on it. Okay, I would much rather go get peat or cocoa. I use peat, cocoa, vermiculite, perlite, worm castings. I'll tell you what those is. So I use equal amounts of all four.
Okay.
So if I'm making 10 gallons, I use 2 gallons of perlite. I use 2 gallons of perlite. I use 2 gallons of vermiculite. You ever heard of vermiculite?
Yeah, vermiculite. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, vermiculite's a good source of um, silica.
yeah. Okay.
Over time, it breaks down and turns into silica. The plant can actually use vermiculite over time to break down and turn into silica. So it actually make your plant stronger. So I'm actually switching to straight vermiculite next. I'm taking my perlite out. So I do perlite. I do perlite, vermiculite, uh, peat moss, and I do cocoa, and I do worm casting. So I use equal amounts of all four. I mean, all five of those in my
Hmm.
mixture. That way, so I can have a nice airy mix, but not only have that airy mix, but also have those that good source of organic material from the worm
Yeah.
casting.
Yeah, because like you said, you don't really know what it's like. That premix, you don't really know because I started out in soil and I transitioned to hydro and whatnot. But when I was doing like, especially like when I go to the store and like I come home with a bag of soil, coming home with a whole bunch of gnats, and I'm like, ah. And that's where like things like that'll come into play, like that trap. That's where as a new grower, not really looking into, not really knowing too much, you look and you're just like, oh well, this kills bugs. Let me go to the
And
store.
they
It's at
and they
it's at it's
sell
at
that and
it's
they
at the
sell that at the grocery store, but
exactly.
they expect for you to read the label. And most people don't read the label, so when you most likely when you get pesticides, just it's always in fine print at the back, and it always you can look at
It's like
anything
like
anything
the caution, blah
yeah, the
blah blah, directions
caution,
for
the
use.
PPE, yeah, it'll usually have it on the back of it. So make sure you read that shit first. Definitely if you got animals, I know you say you got a dog and shit,
Yeah.
man. So you definitely want to make sure, or your roommate and shit ain't sleep in the next room. You over here spraying 2,4-D on everything.
Yeah,
You
motherfucker,
can
like
kill everybody in the whole house.
it's like, oh shit, where
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
go? Where everybody go?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
So, but no, just keep those things in mind, man.
Yeah, and that's
Outside is something completely different. You gotta also take into consideration pollinator, insects that pollinate. And then outside, it's an open environment, so you have to worry about beneficial bugs coming in too. And those usually beneficial bugs that do 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 you good, but the beneficial bugs have to be there before the problem evolves. Because when it comes to most like aphids and stuff, those things are pregnant. They popping out babies already pregnant. So the baby's already popping out. Baby, no, I'm not joking with you.
babies having baby.
I'm not joking with you, man.
Damn,
They're
I'm glad
popping
I
out
had to run
babies.
into him.
Yeah, but if you ever grow outside, just keep that in mind, man. Stay on top of it. In the States, they got a lot more stuff that you can get, but here in Canada, it's a lot more controlled. You got to have licenses. You got to have certain certifications to even get these licenses. You understand what I mean? You just can't
Yeah.
walk into a store and just be like, "Give me this pesticide." But like most, like you can find some things that work here. Like for me, I use this one stuff. It's called Method One PPS, and that's similar to Lost Coast Plant Therapy. You ever heard of Lost Coast Plant Therapy?
No, 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 no.
Look it up. Look it up. They
Yeah.
got a Instagram as well. You can find a bottle. You can get like sampler bottles for like $20 like this, but go get you a nice size bottle. It's like $40 like this. I think it take like 10 mils per liter. You shake it up. It smells like peppermint and stuff. Stops powdery mildew. So
Okay.
it stops powdery mildew, and I know it really slows down the aphids. I've used that before, but here I know they have some stuff called Method One PPS. But in the states, they have the same exact formula, but it's called Lost Coast Plant Therapy as
Okay.
well.
Definitely have
Yep,
to check
yep.
that out.
So that'll definitely do you some justice. But they got a lot of other stuff that you can get over the counter, but I don't want to talk about all that, man.
Yeah,
Just get you some Lost Coast, man, and do you a little bit of research on some foliar feeding, man. You'll be solid. Trust me. You'll be able to fix problems and
yeah,
get a
because
bigger yield. You so
me doing hydro, I'm susceptible to root rot. So you know what I'm saying. It happens. So
correct.
sometimes like something like that foliar feed, because I also like when my plants are like leaning over and stuff like that, like I know, and I have to increase the humidity or something like that. I'll cover them up and I'll spray the leaves with water, and then that only makes sense to be able to foliar feed them because they're absorbing that water through the leaves. So of course they'd be able to absorb nutrients, and I never thought about that.
Correct. Correct. Yep. And that'll help fix those issues. That's the straight. It's a straight direct entry right into the plant. It's
Mm-hmm.
like no, it's it'll take effect within a couple hours and stuff too as
Damn.
well. So, and that's the best thing about that. Do you use compost tea out? Oh no, you
No,
say
no,
you
no.
use. Nah,
Yeah.
see,
So I did
see the
try
best thing.
when I was in soil. I did try. So I created like trying to remember the mixture. I did like some. I think I was on like TikTok or something. I seen some like random little recipe. I had like some. I think I was like green tea, uh, coffee, and I think oatmeal. I don't remember what. I think it was oatmeal. I added those, and I was just like, I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, I tried it out, and I ain't gonna lie, my plants like, this is before I had a. This is before I was checking my pH or anything like that. Then I was like very new to it, and I remember just pouring it to my plants. The next thing I start seeing all types of deficiencies. I'm over here googling like,
Oh.
what's this? I'm like, I ain't know. I ain't know what to do because I was like, I ain't know if it was too strong. I was like, I don't know
So
what's going on. I got some yellowing. I got some
I
spots. I got some. I was like, ah, shit.
yeah. So what you might have did is you might have threw off your pH.
Yeah.
Threw off your pH, threw it out of whack. So this is the thing about it. pH is extremely important because nutrients can only be taken up through a small window, and you have
Mhm.
to keep the pH within that window. I, for me, like I said, I know what my pH comes out at. If I see my plants start having any issues, that's when I'll go and check the pH of my water that's coming out the tap. But it usually comes out around like six. It usually comes out probably around like 6.8, and I typically just pour it into my reservoir. Like sometimes I don't pH it because I do an organic setup, and it could take water anywhere from 6 to 7 and be totally fine. So, but
Exactly.
I don't want to add any. I don't want to add any like bottle pH because that's an asset, and I don't want to kill the microbial life that's going on in the dirt. So
Mm.
that's the
Okay.
one benefit of using soil. So you need to
Yeah,
switch it
I'm
over.
no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm switching back. So I used to shit on soil. Like I used to because I
Don't
just
do it.
because this is what I realized. Like I tell people all the time. Like I mean, you probably heard this, me saying in my videos. Like I realized what I was doing in soil was the same thing I was doing in DWC. Like if I didn't change my reservoir in DWC, I'm just continuously refilling. The plants aren't that from the previous time I refilled, they didn't absorb the nutrients well. So then I'm dumping in more, and then now nutrient buildup, right? And I'm sitting at 2,000 ppm easily, and the plants
Yeah,
definitely can't take that. So then,
yeah.
and then it made me think. Hold on, I was growing a plant in soil. I already got it chopped down, but I'm growing a plant in soil. I was like, let me check my runoff. I was like, that's pretty much the same concept. So I go check the
And
runoff,
you,
and I realized 1,700, and I was like, and the plant was running into some problem. The plant was running into some problems, right? Flush it out after like you know what I'm saying, 2 weeks of like really paying attention to the runoff and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't need as many nutrients as I thought I need. And I was like, and my plant looked way better. I said, this is my best soil run yet. And I said, I ain't gonna lie. I said, I gave up on soil, but I said, now I'm going back to 50-50. I'm gonna still keep some because soil is so much easier to me after doing DWC. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep a few doing DWC and then still do my soil because now like soil gives me that buffer. Like if I need to go away, it's like it's easy to manage some soil as opposed to DWC.
yeah. I'm
You know?
going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. It's going to have you thinking though too as well. You got to think about it. What happens when you're running DWC? What happens if your lights go out
Oh,
for two? You say, buddy, say what?
you know the lights go on because I've had my lights go out for 2 days and I came yellowing. All the
Yeah,
yellowing and the plants can't go without it.
yeah. I
Yeah,
see.
they
And
they,
then you
they
see what happens when they sit in that warm water and that unoxygenated water. You're suffocating the roots. The roots can't breathe. At
mm,
least if they're in the dirt and that happens to you, bro, you're golden. It can go 2 days without being. It could be 2 days because you ever heard of some people turning their lights off for 2 days before they flip the
yeah
flower?
the 48 hours of darkness.
Yeah, that's not gonna hurt the. It's not gonna hurt that
Yeah,
plant, man. So keep that in mind and stuff. The
and
next
and, that,
time,
and that, that's
I'm gonna get
that's
you over to organics, man. I'm gonna
now,
get you over
now
to
I want to
organics.
try. I'm not gonna lie. I
I'm
want. You know what? You
gonna
know
get
what?
you
For
over there.
you, now you know what? Next run. As soon as I get back from Cali, I'm starting another run. I'm gonna get with you, and I'm gonna get my, you know, what I'm saying, my mixture right. I want to
Bro,
start like
all
all like I don't
all
even
you
want to
need
buy
is
a
a one
pre-bag.
pump.
Yeah, I don't even want to buy
Yeah,
a bag. I want to go mix my own stuff up. I want like I really want to get
bro.
into it.
We're gonna do it nice and simple, man. We're just gonna do what you're gonna do is you're gonna do just a all-purpose bloom, and we're gonna get you an all-purpose flower and a bloom. That's all you're gonna use. You ever heard of Mr. Canucks Grow?
Yep, Miss. Everybody know about him. That's the
Bro,
yeah.
we
That's the
keep it nice and simple. I use the same exact nutrients that he uses. I do same exact way. I do have some of the extra amendments that I do go ahead and make my compost tea with. And to be honest with you, man, I literally top feed once every 3 weeks,
yeah. I'm about
and
to
I
get into
water,
it.
and it's an auto watering system, so I can pretty much go a couple days as long as I come down and empty my dehumidifier once or twice a day. I'm totally fine.
And
I don't. I did have the dehumidifier set up where it was pouring into a bucket, but
yeah, I had
I
that. Yeah, I
just
had
never
that
actually
going
took it
on too.
apart. So yeah.
Yeah, I
So
had that going on too. Because I want to talk like so the for one like you said about the lights going out, and I ain't gonna lie, my lights have been the last like it's been raining a lot here lately. So
yeah.
within the last week, the power has went out like at least two
Mm,
times. That I know of 2 times, like 2 or 3 times the powers went out. And the only thing when it goes out, the only thing I could think about is like shit, like they need oxygen. The pumps turn off. Like
yeah.
if it's just the light, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? They could go a little bit, a couple of days without some light. But I was like, once the power's out, I said that's their oxygen. I was like, there ain't nothing I could
Well,
do
what you
about
know
it.
what you could do? You know what you could do? Go get you a little power bank. You live in a house or apartment?
Apartment, but I'm about to
Oh
move into a
yeah.
house. I'm about to move into a house. So
Go get you a little power bank and hook you when your power do go out. Go in there, take your little power bank that you can plug the air pump into. Go in there, hook that thing up to the air pump. At least your plant's roots getting
yeah,
oxygen.
yeah,
If they ain't got the light, at least it's getting the oxygen, and the oxygen to keep the water cool.
yeah,
At least cool enough till the lights come back on.
yeah.
So you might not lose everything. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
That might help you.
and I ain't gonna lie, like I gotta get back in the soil. After this last one with soil, I was like, man, I said I gave up on soil too easy. I went straight from soil to something way harder. I was like, and this made
Mm-hmm.
me appreciate soil so much. I was like, dang, cause soil, it's just that buffer. It's that ability to do what I want. If I need to go away for a week, I can come back. The plants might be a little, slumped over
Mm-hmm.
but if I
Yep.
got a self watering system, it could last a little bit longer while I'm going. See, I'm about to go to
Yep.
Cali next week, and I gotta have somebody like, hey, I need you to just top my water back up for me, because if not, after like a couple of
Yeah.
days, the plants gonna
And
be in there
that imagine
thirsty.
doing that at the end of flower too, and you will lose. I see. I listened to the last podcast, and you said you almost lost a harvest like that at
Yeah,
the end of flower. Yeah. So you got to just keep that in mind and stuff too. So just be conscious of that. So at least that way, so you ain't gotta be shit out of luck when it come down to it.
yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, I want to get into the organics. I hear a lot of people, and when it comes to organic, this is how I look at it. I'll tell people like when somebody like my roommate, for instance, he's on the podcast with me, we'll talk and stuff like that. He ain't big into the growing or anything like that. Like he
Yeah.
knows he'll watch me and stuff like that, but I do all the growing. And like we'll talk and stuff like that, and I'll be like, we'll talk about organics, and I'll be like, I ain't gonna lie, people that be doing organics, it be like the people that do keto to me, cause people that do keto, they be trying to force, they be people that do, they be trying to force that shit on you, and I be like, but then I think, low key in my head, I want to try it, like I'm want to try it, but the way they force it on me, I'm like, man, shut up. That's how I told them. I said organic people like keto people, ain't nothing wrong with it, but some like you for instance. Like when you tell me
Yeah.
your opinion on organic and stuff like that, and you give me
Yeah.
information about it, it makes me
Yeah.
want to do it. But then there's the other people out here that's like, nah, that's the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, it's
they'll
not
sh-
the only way, because like some people would consider like living soil organic, but I don't consider living soil organic because the people are putting like people that's doing the living soil. I see some people putting like KNF. Now those guys like KNF blows my mind.
that's the
Like
Korean
and
natural farming or something like that.
farming, yes. And like I envy those guys. Using organics, I envy those guys. Like that's my next step to do that, but I don't think my wife wants ferment shit in our house.
Yeah.
So if I can't come over and knock it down, I'd be like, oh man, what are
Look,
you doing?
somebody,
Yeah.
somebody, somebody told me, they said you should try KNF, and I was just like, at the time, I didn't even know what
Oh,
KNF. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, huh?
it's it's a guy named Chris Trump. I listen to a lot of podcasts, man. I got a job where I'm able to like listen to like my podcast throughout the day, and I work by myself all day, so
Yeah.
I'm allowed to like listen to my podcast as I go. So throughout the day, I don't listen to a lot of different podcasts. I listen to like Rasta Jeff. Listen to Rasta
Oh,
Jeff's
I was like,
podcast.
yeah, all right, I gotta
If
check
you
that out.
ever
I got
if
so
you
much game.
ever
I
want to
got so much game and so much things I gotta go back and look. Like when I watch this video, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what he said. Boom, plug that in. Like
yeah,
after,
so
that's why I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to rewatch this. So I could.
yeah, so it's a guy named Rasta Jeff. Rasta Jeff. Um, got really good information, and he'd teach you a lot about breeding as well. I do have some Fem spray that I just purchased. My C game is on point. We're gonna talk about that some other time. But for me, I want to get into like breeding. I'm not really big into spending money on expensive seeds. Okay,
Yeah, like
not
I'm $10, 10, 15, $20 a seed, or like paying like $30 like for 3 seeds, $100. I'm like, come on, man. Like
bro. I get
for something that might
why.
not germinate, I'm like for something so
Yeah,
fragile, like 100. I'm like, wow.
we'll talk about it some other time. I just don't want to get your channel demonetized to mentioning anything about where I purchase my seats from
Oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
talk
forgot
about
they do that.
seats
They do
from.
that whole.
They do that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
just
you know
I
what?
we'll talk about
Oh yeah, yeah. Never
yeah
mind, never mind. Cause I was like,
yeah don't
no, 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 no. Now, cause I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I could drop an edited version onto Does It, and then the unedited version on the Deuce of Farms. But I was like, you know what? We could run a second one back. I was like, we'll run a second one back, you know, unfiltered, and it don't matter because it's gonna go on the farms page and it's gonna get age restricted
for
anyway.
sure for sure
So that one we
yeah
could like,
for sure for sure. And we gotta get on there with your roommate and shit too. I mean, I get on there with the Zoom calls too
yeah,
with both of our
for
phones
sure.
and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah
that's what. Yeah, he was already talking how he want to get on one. I said, all right, we're gonna get you on one.
yeah yeah
I have to tell you off camera what he said. It's funny,
yeah
but
yeah.
it,
Yeah, for sure. I got you. No, but man, it's if you're gonna do, I want you to just switch back over to. You still got a lot of you run GH, right?
yeah, yeah.
If
But
you
I
got a
got
lot of GH,
hold on. I got
what?
some Athena sending me an entire. They're sending me an entire thing.
Damn,
Yeah, yeah.
you
They hit
got
me.
sponsored by Athena.
It's not like official sponsorship yet. Like they hit me up
They show
right.
you,
Hold on.
they show you some love. They show you
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
love.
man. When they hit me up,
Hey,
right? Hold on. Let me talk about it. Let me talk about it real quick. Y'all ready for this? I said it in a podcast, but I don't think that podcast. I got so much editing to do. Well, I've done it already, but like I got so many videos coming out, so I kind of lose track of what I said in which video. But so Athena hits me up. They're like, it's Athena.ag. That's the Instagram. And I know their Instagram because I'm familiar with the page. I see it daily. I'm like, hold on now, what? I'm like, I check. You know, I get surprised about this stuff. Anytime somebody hits me up, like somebody with 15 followers could hit me up and say, I got a question. That junk, make, you know, it moves me. You know, it's like, damn, like to me at all people, you
yeah,
coming into me. I'm like, all right, say
yeah,
less.
yeah.
I'm like, say less.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna
Let's
try to
go.
figure it out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's
So
go.
they hit me.
I'm the
They
same
hit.
way, bro. Same way here.
That, and that's good, bro. Like not a lot. I know some people blow people off and they got too big to respond to people. It's like a simple like or a simple that might have made somebody
I
day. That might have
Bro,
made some
you ain't never this is the thing about it. You did that to me. How many subscribers I got? Come on.
200, and that
Come on.
to
Come on.
me that mean
I,
to me it means nothing because me talking and hearing everything you got to say, it's like I'm looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hearing everything you have to say and I'm learning from you. You know, whereas some
yeah.
people might take it as like, oh, he got 4,000 subscribers. Obviously, he can grow better than him. It's like no. It's like
No, not about that.
that's like the
It's
perception
not
of
about
things.
that. Exactly.
People let the wrong things influence them. You know.
Man, the only thing you did, man, is you walked in the casino. You was like, ching, and your shit raised. And I did the same thing. And my shit didn't do it. So, but that's totally fine, though. And I ain't got no problem with working for it and shit, man. So, at the end of the day, bro, I'm fucking happy you got a. I think they contacted you. Let's go.
Bro,
Talk
yeah, yeah.
about it. Let's get it.
Let me finish talking my shit. All right, so they hit me up. Tyler, shout out to Tyler from Athena. He hits me up. He's like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah." And you know, he hit me up like I ain't never heard of the brand. You know, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
you stop being humble. I know fucking Athena. Don't hit me up asking if I'm familiar. Like,
Let's go.
yes, I know
Let's
you.
go.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jungle Boys, like y'all affiliate. I know that IPM, all that. So I respond. I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying to see where we going. You know, and they're like, just small little chat, and it's like, hey, what's your size? How many lights you running? Like, how's your setup looking? I'm like, hold on, like, is this like what kind of like? So I'm like, should I overdo it? Should I tell him a little bit more? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like,
No, no,
I
no,
don't want to,
do that.
yeah. I said, I don't want, I'm not gonna overdo it because I was like, technically, I do have this many lights, but I'm not. I was like, I'm not running that many lights. So let me be honest. I'm like, I got this light, this light, this light. I got 3 lights. I run two in the 8x4, 4x8, and then two in the one in the 4x4. And I was like, I told him I was like, I got the Spider Farmer light on the way, and he was like, all right, cool. I'm sending you an entire, send me your address and stuff. Would you like to run our entire line, like for a grow? 'Cause I'm thinking it's gonna be like a sample. I was like, wait. I'm just my after this grow I got right now, I gotta I gotta buy new a whole line of nutrients again because I'll be out, and I was gonna go with advanced nutrients just to try it out because the pH perfect, and then
Bro, but let me. I'm a listen. You paying for water? Don't
yeah,
do yourself like that. Don't play
okay,
yourself. Don't play yourself, bro.
okay. I
I ain't got
appreciate that.
nothing against advanced nutrients, bro.
I
But look, think
appreciate.
about it like this, bro. Whenever you I ain't got nothing against bottled nutrients, bro. If some company gonna come and show me love, bro. I had Remo Nutrients. I went to the convention. I had Remo Nutrients. Give me 2 boxes of they sampler packs. Like here, we like you. Here, 2 boxes, and I fuck with them. They make a good product. But at the end of the day, if a company don't come and sponsor me, I ain't got no issue with that. But for me to go and buy bottles. You're paying for water. Think about that. No mineral comes in a liquid form like that.
Yeah.
Actual
Okay.
raw minerals come from raw minerals are usually in powder or hard or solid form. Raw minerals rarely come in. I can't really think of like some things do come in like some don't quote me on this, but some metals, I mean some minerals come in the liquid form and some don't. But at the end of the day, if you paid attention in like high school and stuff, when
Like
scientists look at the
chemistry and shit.
periodic
That was my
table and
least
shit,
favorite subject.
if you go back and look at the periodic table and you look at the labels on the bottles, all these labels on all these bottles, you can go back and point them out in the periodic table. Like I'm not fucking with you.
Damn, you know
And
what? That's crazy because you know
it's
it's
raw elements from the earth.
NPK. That's
And
literally the yeah. That's
think
the literally
about it.
there. Yeah.
They mine these raw elements out of the earth, and these raw elements are out of the earth. They're synthetic at this point in time. You're paying for water. I ain't got nothing against bottled nutrients. They do what they do. I've grown with them, fuck with them. They get your plants right. The best thing about bottled nutrients, I ain't gonna completely shit on bottled nutrients, but the best thing about bottled nutrients is you can fix a problem right away with bottled nutrients. Okay, some of the best weed that I've ever smoked in my life was with bottled nutrients. I gave a buddy some of my weed, and he smoked it. He said he was looking for his phone with his flashlight for an hour on his phone, buddy. Like looking with his phone for his phone.
Hey, you see my phone,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. You
Hey,
see my
hold on.
phone? Yeah.
Hey, call
No
you. Hey,
bullshit.
bro,
And he
you
was
see my phone?
like, "You see my phone?" No, but at the end of the day, like, bro, I've seen some of the best weed grown. I've grown some of the best weed with general hydroponics, the full line general hydroponics. You have to make sure you put the right portions in, but I feel like uh, just with that other company you name, I ain't gonna say it, but that's a lot of fucking money for the products. You gotta look
Yeah.
at cost.
Yeah.
You gotta look at cost though.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
what do you pay for a bottle of GH?
So yeah, I think if I get the trio, like the trio, I think that's like 33
Oh, you
bucks. And, yeah, it's like 30. Yeah,
buddy, come
33,
on,
and
man.
yeah,
Man, you can't,
that
man,
that
you
that's
can't
that
beat
that
that with a stick. You can't
and,
beat that
and
with a stick, bro.
exactly and
And you know how to you run it too as
exactly,
well.
because that's all I ran so far, and it like part of me like wants to, because people like recommend like branching out to this, and the only reason I'm running Athena is because I ain't got I do not got the money to spend on a product for like $40 for a bottle or something like that. Like I don't got that
Right,
type of
right.
money, but
Listen,
I'm about to see it, and I'm gonna see it run it, and I'm like, all right, cool, I
it's
like it, but you know what I'm
no,
saying?
you're gonna love it. It's guys. I can't think of their names, man. I watch a shit ton of growers on YouTube, and I can't think of a lot of these guys. A lot
Yeah,
of these,
that's how I'll be too. Like I'll be thinking of one, and it's like I
yeah.
might be thinking of somebody else,
But he
or if,
run, man, and his last run, he ran Athena, man. I was like, Jesus. I was blown away. I was like, Jesus. It was looked super easy, super simple, man. And man, I hear Athena
yeah,
run good shit, man. So,
and
but
the reason I was like as soon as Athena, because like I liked Athena because you know I'm a big fan of Jungle Boys, like Ivan and that whole
yeah,
story to me that moves me, and like I really like, you know what I'm saying, that's like
yeah,
and like the big influential people like, you know, Jungle Boys, Ivan, that's like people I look up to in this. And then so when they hit me up, I was like, all right, cool. And then the fact that, you know, a lot of people hit us up requirements like
mhm,
post and this and that, but the
yeah,
fact
yeah,
that they didn't
yeah,
ask me
yeah,
to
yeah,
do a
yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't ask me to do a single thing. I was like, I'm gonna use it in my grow. I
Oh,
all this is what I said. I was like, because I felt that's like I was like, oh, for sure. I was like, I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm
yeah,
gonna do my next run and my next grow on YouTube with using it. And it was just like, no, you don't gotta do that. But I was like, I'm gonna do it still, because it's like, nah, because it's
yeah,
gonna already be,
yeah,
it's already gonna be mentioned. I'm still gonna do a grow, and it's still gonna be the nutrient that's mentioned. Like I gotta tell people what I'm
yeah,
using for this grow. So it's like,
yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna
and
mention y'all. Like, and the fact that y'all didn't even ask, I was like, I was like, dang, like that's crazy. Like
but you also got to think about when you was going to switch over to the other nutrients, you're going to have to go and buy all their things,
everything exactly.
everything
And
for
I was
you to
thinking about the
go and use.
price. I was like,
Yeah, I know, and I'm not sure how the prices are there, but
yeah,
like here, I think for a trio here, it's like 50, 50, 60 bucks a GH. It's not bad,
yeah,
but like it's pretty expensive for the most part.
yeah.
No,
That's
but go ahead, rock with Athena. I know Athena. They do their thing over there,
Yeah,
man.
for
But
sure. No, you know it's
yeah, yep,
and
yep.
and and I used them again. That's like the next day. Like I hit them up, right, I was like, we got like a little relationship going. I was like, I feel
Yeah.
a little comfortable talking to y'all. So I was like, I'm going to the Jungle Boys opening in Florida.
And they from Florida, right?
No, I think is he from? I'm from Florida. I'm from
think
Florida,
I
but
think the Jungle Boys are from Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even remember where he's from. I seen the documentary stuff, and I don't remember. I don't know if because I remember he ended up moving to Cali, or he might have stayed. I don't know, or if he was at a different part of Cali. But when he said Florida, I was like, in the part of Florida, I was like, wait, I'm from that part of Florida. I was like I'm 2 hours away from him. I was like, that's close enough.
Okay.
Like that ain't like as you know what I'm saying. That's nothing but a little drive. So I was like, I gotta go to Florida to drop. While I go to Cali, I gotta drop my dog off in Florida at my mom's to watch anyway. So I was like,
Right,
that's a
right.
2 for 1. I was like, on that day, I said,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
but
to the open. I was like, I'm gonna vlog it. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. I can meet him. I can
what
network.
is it?
So they're opening. So I don't know how they didn't really like elaborate. I know they got like their. It's all medical down there, so I know they got like they're growing down there. So I don't know if it's like the. I'm assuming it's the way I know in Cali. I heard the way they have it is like their grow facility and the dispensary is attached. It's all under one building. It's like the first half is the
Okay.
dispensary, and then behind it is the
Okay.
whole entire grow facility. It's like some huge big facility. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that's
Okay.
how they're gonna
Okay.
have it in Florida too. So I
Yeah.
was like, they just specified the date and they didn't specify time. So I'm like, what time does it open? So I was like, you know what? I can't get. I messaged them, but I know they're big. They probably got thousands of people message them. But I was like, you know what? Let me hit up Athena because I know they got that relationship. I hit them up and there. I was like, hey, I'm from Florida. I plan to go to the Jungle Boys opening. I was like, do you know what time it starts? Right away, 9 a.m. I was like, appreciate it. I was like, 'cause I was trying. I was like, I don't know what time it opens. I was like, I don't want to miss it, or I don't want to, go down there too early when I don't need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. 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 That's dope. That's dope. That's
So,
dope.
so I
That's
was like,
dope, man. That's
I
really
can.
that's really dope, man.
I'm vlogging it, man. I'm vlogging it. If I could meet somebody, that'd be crazy. I'm like, hey, check us out, man.
Yeah. No, so when I had my old channel, man, I went to I think it was CannaCon. Like
Yeah,
no, it was
CannaCon.
something in
CannaCon's cool.
no, that's something. It was something in Toronto. I can't think of the name of it, but they had a bunch of companies up there, man. I had the whole thing blogged, and I broke my phone. Lost all the data. I lost all my, and that was the one thing. That was the one of the other reasons why, like, I dropped a whole other channel beforehand too as well,
Now,
because like I was like at 500 subscribers. I was like just at five. I was like, I think I was at like 498 when I deleted it because I like lost all the content. I didn't have anything. I like completely broke my phone. So
dang. How long ago was that channel?
that one was going for about a year and a half before I got this one up and going. This one's been going for about 6 months, and I got 200,
Okay,
close to
okay. I see that.
200K.
That's good.
So it took me 25 videos, but like I wasn't dropping them consistently as I was, and plus I also had a lot of outdoor shit too as well. I had what really got me growing is I had so here in Canada you're allowed to grow 4 plants. So I had this one plant and I got this seed and it was and I'm telling you this seed because like it's um it was I can't remember the name of the genetics right now. Humble Seed Company, Three Blue Kings. Okay,
Okay.
went went to Toronto and got it from this place. I paid $72 Canadian for 5 feet. Okay, I can't remember where I got it from, but I got it. I get it home, I grow it. It popped. They were feminized seeds, and this thing said it can harvest. I think they said 5 pounds
Whew.
outdoor, 5 pounds. Um, I think I benched it out probably about 4.5, 5 months.
Okay.
Okay, this thing was an absolute monster when I went outside. Had it scrogged out, and I send you pictures of it.
All
When
right.
I got done, when I got done, this thing was like fucking 12 feet tall. Well, yeah, right in the
That,
middle of my backyard,
see,
like big ass
that's why I want to get an outdoor grow going, just because like I seen the
but
size of them, and you can grow like I don't have to like grow as many as plants. I could just like focus on like a few
but
of them. Like,
you gotta think about it like this. It was a beautiful plant, but I would never do it again. First and foremost, all my neighbors seen it. It was over in
yeah, true.
Facebook.
Yeah, being 12 foot. Yeah.
Every single neighbor I had the cops called on me once. I was burning torches. I was out there foliar feet. I was out there. No, I was actually defoliating because it was at the end of flower. I was defoliating at the end of flower. So I had the tiki torches going just so I can go out there and defoliate. So because it was a massive plant, it literally took me to the grass. And I was also watering out there. The guy comes back there. I see a flashlight come back like this, and I rolled up to the gate. I'm like, "Can I help you?" He was like, "Police." And I'm like, "Can I help you?" He was like, "Police." I was like, "Can I help you?"
Yes,
He was
the question's still the same. Can I help you?
yeah. I was like, "Can I help you?" He was like, "Yeah, I know. Is he the police?" So he was like, "We got a call saying that you were burning down a yard of marijuana plants." And I said, "What?" He was like, "A yard of marijuana plants." And I said, "Sir, think about that. Think about it." And he was like, "Oh, well, like we got a call saying you were burning down a yard of marijuana plants." I was like, "I got one plant." He comes back, thing back. He like looks at it. I said, "You guys said four. I got only got one." And he was like, "You're right." And he turns around and he walks out the yard and he just laughed.
That's
And
a
he was
big
like,
ass plan.
yeah. And at that point in time, I got my license. I
Yeah,
got my license, bro. I got a license for 98 plants.
98. That's I couldn't even see like myself getting to that. Like I would need like
No, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even do
yeah,
it.
like that.
I
That
think
seems
that's
that's
the
work.
point.
That becomes a job at that point. Like 98, that's a job.
Well, well, at my in my last run, well, it works out though too as well. Think about it like this: if I wanted to do a seed run, I could put 75 1 gallon pots in there,
Yeah.
4 or 5 different strains of females. Put one male in there. Let that male go on all those females.
Mm-hmm. Now you just
I got, I
thousands
got,
and thousands of
I got,
seeds off
yeah,
of that.
I got 5 different strains of weed. Think about that. So
Yeah.
at that point in time, it gives me the opportunity to breathe. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I want to do. So
Which
it's
is
kind of
perfect.
nice.
Like
Yeah.
I want to eventually get into the breeding. Like, but so once I get my house, I plan to breed, and because I'll have like I'm gonna set up a little area just where I could, my breed. Because I'm gonna do it's small. Like I'm not going for yield or anything like that. I'm literally my focus is the seeds, the breeding, the pheno hunting, and all that. So I'm gonna keep it small. But I was like looking because at first like I was thinking, I was like, all right, you take one plant you like, you cross it to another plant, boom, you just created a strain. That was my mindset at first, right?
Mhm.
So then I started doing some research, hearing all these other people talk. I'm like, hearing pheno hunting and stuff like that. But it makes sense because I'm hearing. I'm like,
Mhm.
dang, I thought it was simple. Like I'm thinking it's like my mom, my dad getting together and making me. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah. Just
you
imagine
just
if
gotta like
like
the F1s, the F6 when they get the F4. I'm like, dang. I was like, okay, it's a
right,
little bit. It's a
but think about it like this, man. That's like if you find the LeBron of weed, the male, and then you find a Venus Serena of weed, and then you breed them. Just imagine if they had a child. Just imagine what that child would do,
boy.
bro. Yeah, you
Thing
got
that
the
thing that
next.
thing hitting other
You
thing hitting basketball. Bam.
Yeah, yeah. But think about that though. It's like you got the next big banger, and that's where like runts came in. That's where cookies came in.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't I'm not really a big name chaser. If I got something that's some female and it kick me out or something, man. I stick with my two companies. They Canadian people, and they shout out to them folks and stuff when we
Hell
talk about
yeah.
them on our unedited version of
Hell
this.
yeah.
But
Hell yeah.
yeah, nah, it's they got some gas, and I've been growing these stuff for about I think 2 years now. So, and I've had nothing but success with these stuff. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely have to
yeah,
get with you after this because I kind of
yeah,
want
yeah,
to see if I can
yeah,
see if I
yeah,
can get
yeah,
me
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Because
No,
that's what
my
I'm
brother
looking.
and
Because when I first,
huh?
well, I'll get this out there real quick. Because when I first got into this, I'm thinking of stuff like the runts, the cookies. When I'm first trying to figure out what strains I want. But a lot of people don't know, which I figured out. I was like, just because a strain, there is
The
hundreds of
name,
strains out there. Exact, the name
think
changes, but I was like, there's so many
think about
other
it.
strains out there that might have a terrible name, or just it might have a good name too. It could still be great, you know what I'm saying? But it's not getting pushed like the runts and stuff
Yeah,
like that, so people don't
yeah.
hear about it.
It's a name thing, and it's big like that. Like back home, like in Detroit and shit. Back home, like when I go back home, actually taught my brother how to grow, like
My,
during the pandemic.
I'm teaching my little
Uh
brother
huh.
right now. He watches all my videos right now. So I'm trying like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't try to teach, but now like I'm trying to like I don't want to teach random people, but I want to teach him because it's like somebody
yeah.
random might you know what I'm saying they might think like my way is the way, but my brother it's like I can kind of coach him like hey like learn
I
this
know.
that.
My brother the same way too as well. And I got my brother into growing too. My brother's just like, thank God you taught me how to grow. I was like, he was like, you never look at weed the same again and stuff. So like shout out to those people and stuff. My best one of my good friends, Jesse, my brother, Mike, um, those guys, man, I taught them how to grow. They do their thing, man.
That's fucking
They
great.
had to do
Yes.
it. Shit, man. You teach a man how to fish, man. He
Yeah,
fish forever, man.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like soon, I'm gonna teach my sister as well and stuff too. So
Yeah.
back home. So
See, I even
it's not
got I even got my mom wanting to learn. You know what I'm saying? My mom wants to learn. She like watches my
yeah, but
videos, but
you got to think about it like this. You got a yard. You about to have a yard at your new
mm-hmm.
house, right? Bro, go garden.
That's what I want
You
to do.
can.
I want to get into like actual like produce and stuff because like you know what the world is anything can happen.
Yeah,
You know I
we
want
got a
to
video chat, bro.
yeah
I got a my backyard. I got a 10 by 30 foot garden that I'm about to. It's about to be laid out. I got all my vegetables outside in
yes
trays and stuff. I'm about to dump them into the garden. Man, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have a nice garden this year,
yeah
man.
see
I've been
because
gardening for. I've been gardening for since I think I was. I think I was been gardening for like since I was like 10. Because
dang
my sister
yeah
used to make us like get out there and cut the grass and like till up the weeds and
pull
put
yeah
down the
pulling
new
up my
plants
yeah
and
that's how
stuff.
my dad used to have
Like
us out there pulling weeds.
yeah, me and my brothers used to be arguing like, no, I want to do that. I want to do that. No, 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 no. I want to do that part. I want to do that part.
Like or
But no, this is
I want to cut the front yard. You cut the
yeah,
backyard.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but they all stepped away from doing it, and it stuck with me, man. I ended up actually doing landscaping, and I worked with a lady. God rest his lady's soul, but she actually taught me almost everything I need to know about like the way like how to garden outside. This is where a lot of people mess up, though. Keep this in mind. If you ever garden outside, never use synthetic nutrients outside in the ground. Simple
And
fact of the matter.
can I say something? Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get out of my not to interrupt you, but what I tell people is like indoors like it makes sense to use synthetic nutrients because you got a synthetic light, right? Your synthetic sun, hypothetically speaking, right? So you can get away with that. But outdoors, I see it's like no, you don't need that synthetic because you got the real thing. You got the most powerful thing in existence right
Yeah,
here.
and the
You know.
minerals, definitely if you're going to grow in the ground, the minerals are in the ground. This is the reason why you don't want to make grow with or synthetic nutrients outside. The plants, definitely aphids. Aphids like the sweetness of the plant.
Mhm.
And if you usually have an ant problem outside, you're going to have an aphid problem on your plants. Okay, so you got to eliminate the plant. You got to eliminate the ants. You got to eliminate the ants to get rid of your aphids. So keep that in mind, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why it's ants are a contributing factor to the aphids. So the aphids are attracted to the plant with the synthetic nutrients because it's a lot more sweeter to the actual insect. And by it being a lot more sweeter to the actual insect, it becomes a bigger target. So
Mhm.
it's like, hey, like I'm right here, and you're feeding all the synthetic nutrients, and the aphids are just going, no, 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 no. This and this is what ends up happening. The ants actually come up from the ground, they crawl up the plants, and they actually tap the aphid. Boom, 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 boom. And the aphid actually poop out a little bit of honeydew, and they milk the actual aphids, and the actual ants to protect the aphids. Yes, and they
Oh.
milk them. Yes, trust me, they live a symbiotic life. And by feeding synthetic nutrients to a plant that you can potentially put in the ground outdoor, if you're going to grow outdoor in a pot, use organic nutrients. That way, it's just because it's like natural. But if you
Mhm.
use synthetic nutrients, it becomes a bigger target because
Okay.
the sweetness of the actual plant. It's a bigger target for them. For
See
what?
yeah. See
For
I can't wait to I can't wait to do it. I can't wait.
yeah, man. Trust me. Trust me. You gonna
Especially
trust me when you move when you start outside. Just remember, you want to start a little bit later because you can't control how big that thing gets.
yeah,
You're 2 weeks
when I
straight,
see pictures, I'm like, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like,
bro.
you gotta get a
Listen.
ladder.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, I had to get a ladder a couple different times to like actually like trim and stuff to like take like to defoliate. But just keep those things in mind, man, and trust me, it'll be a beautiful thing once you actually get growing outside and stuff, man. Just call me, text me. You got my
For
number.
sure, yeah, for sure. We gonna stay in touch. But I mean, we've been at
Yeah.
it an hour. I ain't gonna take too much of your time up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. No worries,
but
no worries.
I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. You go ahead and shout yourself out, shout your Instagram, YouTube, and all that out.
Hey, y'all
Uh,
can come follow me over on Instagram. It's Raising Jane Cannabis, just like it is in the description.
yep.
Also, you can find my YouTube channel as well. I drop my link down in the description as well. Just come over, like, comment, and subscribe. Come get yourself educated about some of the stuff that I know and see how I grow. But thanks for Deuce Farms for having me on. Deuce does it. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
sir.
go. This ain't the first time y'all gonna see me
Oh
over
yeah,
here.
no, oh yeah, for
My
sure.
brother. My brother,
Yeah,
my
bro. Always, hey, we're gonna keep this going. But I'm gonna end it right here.